Dollar Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. What could be better than that? Well, how about tuning into the morning wager and getting 3 plays that will cost you exactly $0. Free of charge, Mark Zinno. We are men of the people. Went 2-1 on the show yesterday in the NBA. My half-the play was the loser. It was a big loser. I will say that Charlotte did play better than they did in the previous game when they lost by over 50 to Portland. This time they lost basically only by 40 to Sacramento. That was dumb. That was dumb. Your job, Zinno, if I may rant for a change, is to rein in my worst instincts on things like that and say, no, you idiot, this team stinks. Don't take them.
Can I tell you, listen, okay, I'll pull back the curtain. Do you know the number of times where I've tried to rein in your worst instincts and you do it anyway? Where I have told you, no, don't do that. Like I wouldn't do that. Okay, that's one way to look at it, but that's probably not where I'm going to go. Like I make it pretty clear that there are certain things that you have done that are not in the best interest of you, the viewers of this program, nor the clients. Yeah. Speaking of which, your subscriber.
How's your buddy doing? How's your subscriber doing? If you missed the show yesterday, Mark Zinno made sports handicapping history. And look, again, this is an industry built on hyperbole. I understand that.
Do not buy a year package.
I have never met someone in this space who has bemoaned the purchase of a one-year subscription quite like Mark Zinno did yesterday. You can check that in the archives.
I am a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of handicapper. I want you to get in, get on, and get out. I don't want a long-term commitment. Okay? Think of me as a prostitute. You're paying me for a very quick service.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you is the face of a one-night stand. There you go.
Thank you. That's what I always wanted to be.
Maybe you can be somebody's slump buster. I don't think women treat men like slump busters, but maybe you could be the first male slump buster.
Always value in a slump buster.
Always. Use him, ladies. Use him for whatever you'd like to use him for. Winning picks.
And you too, fellas. I'm an equal opportunity user. Okay. I just don't want a commitment. Just don't need that kind of pressure.
What would you know about pressure? Anyway, we do know a lot about college basketball. Very interesting, Mark, here on the show. Yesterday, we did all NBA picks. Today, it's all college basketball. Of course, it is not only a larger college basketball card on Tuesdays than Mondays, but generally a better card as well. Tuesday, one of the best days to bet college basketball. Mark and I have $5 plays available at WagerTalk.com. We'll tell you about that later. But, Mark, let's get the free plays rolling here. And I know you've been doing well on 5. I know you've been great. Okay, so now you're stroking your ego.
No,
now you're stroking yourself.
I mean, Tuesday seems to be a good day. If you're going to have a year subscription, can you just buy every Tuesday? Can we do that? That I would sign up for.
If I had your record on Tuesdays, and it's very good, and I mention it every week, you would unplug the internet.
Yeah,
you would unplug the entire internet. Yeah. You would go to wherever.
About it. You say it like very, like, oh, look at my record, like chest all puffed out. I'm just like, okay, we've been good as of late. 19-6 on Tuesdays is pretty good.
Do not talk like that, and B, do not puff my chest out. Okay, we've been through that. Yes, this is not Walking Bets. That's a different video on the internet.
Oh yeah.
All right, there we go. Oh, Mark Zinno's on one. Would you like to talk about whatever the hell game you're supposed to talk about for your half of the play? Oh, it's Missouri and South. Yes, Missouri. I will toot my own horn for a second because this allows me an opportunity to do so. I played on Saturday against Missouri, a 5% winner.
A 5% play on Arkansas. They beat Missouri. Yay for Bryan Power.
Okay, let's move on. So, Missouri and South Carolina. Brian just mentioned the loss that they came off of to Arkansas, which is a bad loss for them because Arkansas is not a tournament team and they aren't very good. That said, the other thing that happened over the weekend on Saturday that might not have been noticed is that the South Carolina Gamecocks were 0-12. Yes. I'm sorry, 0-13 rather in SEC play until last Saturday when they hosted Texas and finally got their first SEC win of the year. They are now 1-13. Well, do we think that South Carolina is going to win 2 games in a row in the SEC? The answer is, how about no? Because they had lost 13 straight. They haven't had a chance to win 2 in a row. So I'm going to bank against the fact that that's not going to happen. But here's the interesting part. I don't really want to lay this 13.5 here just because it's a big number. I do have a certain amount of respect for South Carolina's defense, which is, if you look at Ken, you know Ken, Mr. Palm? Anybody familiar with Mr.
Yes.
Ken Palm?
I'm aware of him.
This is a South Carolina defense that's still 50th in adjusted defensive efficiency, so they are pretty good. However, they are not as good on the road. They have allowed at least 80 points on the road in 5 of 7 road games this year, and I'm not even talking about against really good offenses per se. They gave up 85 to Mississippi State. Not a great offense, not by any stretch of the imagination. You look at some of the other ones, whether it's Oklahoma, they gave up 82 to. LSU, they just gave up the 81. And LSU's offense, I think, is one of the worst in the SEC, right in front of South Carolina. So I think Missouri here, for a team that plays pretty fast and shoots really well at home, shoots the 3 really well at home. In fact, they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the SEC, second in conference play this year, better than 37%. This is a team that averages over 86 points a game at home. We get a lower total here because South Carolina's defense and the fact that South Carolina plays a little bit slower. I don't care. Missouri should get to 80 in this game. The only reason they wouldn't is South Carolina is probably scoring in the low 50s. Is that a possibility? Sure. I just don't think it'll happen. So let's go Missouri over team total 80.5 here as our half of the double play.
Smash that like button if you agree with that. And I ask you, Mark Zinno,
Yes.
what were you doing this morning, by the way? You seem more even vibrant and intense than usual. I know
I've already done 3 hours of radio, including interviewing the Falcons GM this morning.
Okay, I knew there had to be an answer behind this because you are just, wow. The energy coming through the screen is, quite frankly, unparalleled. Anything like I've ever experienced before. All right, I am going to talk about Marquette and Providence. Usually, Mark, it's you talking the Big East, but I wanted to talk about this matchup today. I think it's a great buy low spot on Marquette. Golden Eagles didn't know what hit them on Friday. They lost at Villanova as 2-point favorites, 81-66. That was a game you talked about. You liked Marquette in that spot.
Damn lights out, man. That was ridiculous.
I respect your handicap. I respect you as a human being. So I respect the fact that you liked Marquette. Marquette is a team that, as you laid out last Friday, has the second best defensive rating in the Big East. But as you just pointed out, it was Nova's 3-point shooting, which is number 1 in the Big East this year. So maybe it was just a matchup thing. But even by Villanova standards,
one against the 3. So they just got
what
beat.
happened?
They got beat badly.
Something had to give. And Villanova was 57% from behind the arc in that game, 15 of 26. They were up 13 at the half. So Marquette now, guys, is just 2-4 straight up and 1-5 ATS their last 6 games. But we like this Marquette team. It's still a good team. And tonight they face Providence, who they already beat by 28. Granted, it was back on New Year's Eve. But they beat them by 28, Mark, while shooting only 11 of 36 from 3 themselves. Marquette was up by 27 at halftime in that game. I'll get to why that was in just a minute. But Providence has not played since Wednesday when they lost to former coach Ed Cooley and Georgetown by a lot. 93-72 as 1-point underdogs. Odds makers thought that would be a close one. It obviously wasn't. And it was another game where the Friars were down big at the half by 17. Georgetown didn't even have Thomas Sorber, their second leading scorer, and they put up their biggest point total in any Big East game this year. Yikes, if you're Providence. They've lost 5 of 6 overall. Yes, they've been competitive in a couple of the losses, but wasn't the case against Georgetown, okay? And the Friars have been playing shorthanded of late. 3 key contributors, Abdur Rahim, Esendoko, and Floyd, all missing time. Given the early line movement we're seeing for tonight's matchup, I anticipate those players, at least 2 of them, will be out again. And Marquette, defensively, they're going to be better than what we saw against Villanova. I'm very confident in that. And why did they hammer Providence the first time, Zinno? One word, turnovers. Marquette's got one of the best turnover ratios in the country. We've talked about it multiple times on the show. And guess what? I've got some bad news if you're a Providence fan. Friars give it away at the highest rate in the Big East. In fact, they're bottom 15 in the country in that department. 22 turnovers in that first meeting. And even more damning for Providence, Mark, my last point here, even though they're 3-6 straight up their last 9 games, they've actually been shooting it well from 40% in that stretch. You're not going to shoot. If you're shooting 40% from 3 and still losing 6 of 9, that's very bad. Marquette blew out Seton Hall last time they were here at home. I think they win big here. I would lay it. This is a client play, by the way, 3% on Marquette.
Ooh, look at that. Look at you in the giving spirit today. I'm wondering if I should put up more than the $5 play today. There's a lot of things I like.
Games or just things in general?
Both, but I mean,
Okay.
maybe for my annual subscriber, he might get more than one play.
Oh, I'll tell you what a blossoming relationship that is.
How thoughtful I am with him.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that I think the Golden Eagles are about to soar tonight.
All right, just shut up. Okay, shut up. Okay. You know how I know? Never mind.
You did.
Shut up.
I was upsetting Zinno earlier today. Anyway, let's talk about your $5
Vikings are
play.
about to set sail. The Cleveland State Vikings are about to set sail. Corny ass dope.
Yeah, that's all. Just
let's get to our show.
How about you talk about your $5 play?
Oh.
Somebody's messaging me. It's not important. It's not work related.
It's a good one. It's one of these plays that, like, you have extra large huevos, right? You know the old phrase.
Something I'm interested in.
Yeah, don't stand on the tracks while the train is coming through. $5 Tuesday, right on the tracks. Let's go. 19-6 on $5 Tuesday, dating back to football season. It's our best day of the week, and nobody likes Tuesdays. Sounds like a case of the Mondays. Tuesdays. A case of the Tuesdays for us. You know what a case of the Tuesdays is? Cash. That's what a case of the Tuesdays is here on Morning Wager. So let's keep it up. I
didn't even deal with you today.
I think that when the clients and my lone annual subscriber see the $5 play, they're going to go, has Zinno been drinking again? No, because I did dry February, which happens to be the dumbest damn thing I've ever experienced in my life. If you guys ever going to do a dry month, don't. It's all a farce. It's all BS. You know those people who are like, when they do dry month, they're like, my God, I feel so much energy. I've slept so well and everything else. I'm like, you know what? That means you're an unhealthy slob to begin with. Okay? I haven't slept better. I don't have more energy. You know what I want? A freaking drink. I got 3 days left. Sorry, off my soapbox. It's $5 Tuesday. WT.buzz/.
I remember my last dry February. It was in 1998, I believe.
You were 20 years old.
18. A few months away from going to college. You didn't have any dry months at Ohio University.
No, there was none. There was none.
Not one. All right. I have a $5 play as well. WT.buzz/BP. We lost with Nebraska last night. Everything I wrote was correct.
Yeah,
everything I wrote was correct. I know you had Nebraska as well. Yep. I said Nebraska would bounce back defensively after the debacle against Penn State. Okay. I said Williams was going to have a big game. He went over his season average. And guess what? Nebraska couldn't shoot. Everyone else on the team was abhorrent. So we're going to bounce back. We're still 11-4 the last 6 days overall, 14-6 our last 20 in college hoops. So get that $5 play in college basketball. Also, I have a 3-pack available of midweek bets in the Premier League. You get 3 plays across Tuesday and Wednesday in soccer. Been seeing it very well in soccer. Number one last 10 months there.
Let me know when those games are. Sorry, matches. Let me know when they are so I can bet them.
After the show. Actually, you can get one of the plays for free on the Power 5. I like the over in Chelsea, Southampton. All right, best bet time. It's on Peacock if you have that. 3:15 Eastern.
Power 5 is on Peacock?
No, the Power 5 is not on Peacock. The Premier League is on Peacock.
I'm sorry.
You're out of control today. New Mexico and San Diego State. If you're still going at 11 p.m. like this, God help the United States of America.
All right.
Both teams are help me. Both teams are off losses. We like the Aztecs against the Lobos. The big game in the Mountain West.
I mean,
We haven't
who
been talking
doesn't
much
love
Mountain West
ass?
this year.
X. I love me a good piece of ass, Tex. Anyway, look, revenge spot here for San Diego State, right? You're also talking about after they lost the first game 62-48. God, it was an embarrassing game for the Aztecs. Shot just 35% from the field, turned the ball over 14 times, and got out-rebounded 51-35. You think coaches remember that sort of thing? I do. They come back home tonight to face a Lobos team that is at the top of the Mountain West Conference here. Chance for revenge, knock them off. Again, San Diego State team that is second in the country in field goal percentage defense at 37.6%. Yeah, that number is even better at home. I think we look at this matchup here and you start to look at where San Diego State has the real advantages. I think their defense could be able to check everything about the New Mexico offense, especially on the road. What you do have to worry about more than anything is if for whatever reason New Mexico gets a lead. New Mexico's defense is like second or third pretty much in every major category. Could be hard for the San Diego State offense to make a comeback. That's my only real concern here in this thing. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over 15 times again, and I don't think they're going to get out-rebounded again the way they did last time around. So, because San Diego State's offense is number one in offensive rebound percentage, so they should absolutely have a better game on the boards. They come out, they win this thing here. San Diego State money line for the show best bet.
Yes, it was. It is. I can't say anything else. I can't add anything else. How could I?
I'm going to ask
The
you a question. Can you
intent.
put that Aggies logo back up there? I mean, that feels very aggressive with that guy pointing guns at people.
And what's interesting is that's not the current. We don't really want to talk about this. I was going to say because we're going to probably post-produce this part out of the show because that's not the New Mexico logo.
Oh,
that's
it's
the New
not?
Mexico State logo. No, we're talking about the Lobos. That's the Aggies.
That's right. At the Aggies. Still, that logo feels very aggressive.
He shot the Lobo. I think a Lobo's a wolf, is it not?
I think so. Yes.
Right?
It is a
Have you ever
wolf.
called a wolf a Lobo? Why? Let's look this up here. Why is a Lobo a wolf? There you go. My God, he's back.
It's a Lobo. Nope, sorry. I spelt that wrong. What is a Lobo? 8 wild facts about the rare, elusive Wolbo. The wolf, known as the gray wolf, is a canine native to Eurasia and North America. More than 30 species of canine lupus have been recognized. The wolf. Wolf. Whenever you say wolf like that, you know what I think of? I think of like Teen Wolf.
Shudder to think.
With Michael J. Fox. Teen Wolf. Wolf.
Yes.
Wolf.
That was always more of a secret of my success, guy.
No one
Oh, there you go. Let's turn to the comment section who was already screaming.
Listen, you know what? That is embracing the philosophy that I've always said about this show on the Morning Wager. Nobody cares, just get the pick right. That's why you don't self-promote. That's why you don't sit there and talk about, 60% over the last week. Number one over the last 3 years. Yeah. Nobody cares. Get the pick right today. Thank you very much. You learned from Zinno.
We get some picks
Comment
right
down below.
Especially those $5 ones.
Yes. Nobody cares. Get the pick right.
And nobody cares that on the Power 5, I said the NBA games were on ESPN tonight, not TNT. They're on TNT. I corrected myself in the comment section already over there.
I'm leaving the wrong logo
in. Very interesting how we're being spoken to on the screen. All right,
there we go.
That's going to do it. Have I told the people to subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube? You probably already clicked the subscribe button. My God, this show's been on for 10 months. If we haven't got you to click subscribe,
listen,
over the last 10 months, I question what I would have to do. Do we need to send you cash?
That always helps.
Drugs?
Yeah, or just, a year subscription. For free.
You can subscribe there. Mark Zinno likes when you subscribe for 1 year to him.
No, I don't. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, by the way, today's $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk, as we've been through, obviously. There is a new subscription available at WagerTalk. This is site-wide, good for everybody. You can get on board the rest of the college basketball season less than $5 per day. Okay. Obviously, the sooner you get on board, the more you do.
I would endorse that. The Morning Wager has been very good in college hoops. We should have people do that. There's only another 6 weeks left in college basketball season. I endorse this. That's okay.
So
What I don't endorse is you buying a full year package. I don't want that level
you would
of
sleep
commitment.
with someone for 6 weeks. You're willing to do that. Okay.
And then just
There we
let's
go.
just end. Let's just end it
ghost
after that.
it. Just
But
ghost
by the
it.
way, I think we should start taking comments from the people below, like take comments below, suggestions. What do we do for the 1 year anniversary of the Morning Wager? The best show on WagerTalk. What do we do?
I'll have to look up when that is. We're about 2 months away from that, maybe?
Yeah. We started in April.
Okay.
It was baseball season.
That's certainly a different approach.
Unfortunately,
You know
that
what?
doesn't help the people who watch this show every day.
You know what? I'm afraid I have some bad news.
What's that?
I think I'm going to be in England actually during that time.
What? Why?
Mrs.
Are you
Powers
going to
on
Premier League?
assignment.
Are you going to a
I'm
Premier
going
League
to try.
matchup?
I'm going to try, yes. Oh, that's uncalled for. 2 days in a row, I've been insulted by the people behind the
Production people
flipping
behind
the
the
switches.
scenes.
Yes, I still isn't compared to what Joe Ranieri did to me yesterday. Haven't forgotten, Joe.
Watch more,
But anyway.
win more. The Morning Wager.
Tell you what, no more coffee for you. You are out of hand today, man. I can't control you. Let's cash some tickets, everybody. Thanks for watching. No. No chance. I don't think he listens when he's producing the show.